In a recent interview, actress Justine Bateman made headlines when she said she was excited that this whole woke era is over, a statement she attributes to Donald Trump's victory. Bateman, known for her roles in Family Ties and for being an outspoken figure in the entertainment industry, didn't hold back in expressing her opinions on the cultural and political climate. Let's break down what she had to say and explore why her comments are sparking such a strong reaction. Justine Bateman, who has been in the public eye for decades, is no stranger to sharing her views on various topics. But her recent remarks about the end of the so-called woke era have put her squarely in the spotlight once again. In the interview, Bateman expressed her belief that the political environment has shifted significantly, particularly with the election of Donald Trump as president. She said she was excited that this period of heightened political correctness and wokeness was coming to an end, citing Trump's victory as a key turning point. For Bateman, this shift is about more than just politics. It's about a broader cultural shift that she feels has gone too far. The woke movement, which advocates for social justice and equality, has often been seen as a double-edged sword. While it has led to important conversations about race, gender, and inequality, it has also been criticized for creating a culture of oversensitivity and censorship. Bateman seems to be aligning herself with the latter criticism, suggesting that people have become too focused on being politically correct and that it's stifling free expression. In her comments, she didn't hold back when describing the impact of the woke era on society. Bateman said that she felt people were too concerned with following certain ideological guidelines rather than engaging in open, honest conversations. According to her, the so-called woke culture created a climate of division rather than unity, where people were often labeled as canceled or as problematic for holding different opinions. This, she argues, has led to a backlash, one that ultimately contributed to Trump's election in 2016. Trump's presidency, for Bateman, represents a rejection of what she sees as the excesses of the woke movement. She points to his success in speaking to a large portion of the American electorate who were frustrated with what they viewed as the constraints of political correctness. For Bateman, Trump's victory marked a moment of liberation, a shift in the cultural tide that allowed for more straightforward discourse without the fear of being judged or censored for every opinion or comment. However, it's important to note that Bateman's comments have sparked a heated debate. Supporters of the woke movement argue that social justice issues, like combating racism, sexism, and other forms of discrimination, are critical to improving society. They contend that political correctness and sensitivity are necessary in creating a more inclusive and respectful world. To many, Bateman's words may seem dismissive of important conversations about equality and fairness. On the other hand, Bateman's critics may argue that she is oversimplifying a complex and nuanced conversation about identity, privilege, and justice. They might say that the woke movement is not just about being overly sensitive, but about addressing systemic inequalities that have existed for centuries. To some, it's not about censorship, but about creating a more equitable and inclusive society. Bateman's excitement over the end of the woke era is, in some ways, a reflection of the cultural polarization we're seeing in the U.S. today. The country is deeply divided on issues like race, gender, and free speech, and these divides are reflected in public figures like Bateman who have strong opinions on the direction of society. Regardless of where you stand on the issue, Justine Bateman's comments are a reminder of how much the political and cultural landscape has shifted in recent years. The debate over what is woke versus what is authentic is unlikely to go away anytime soon, but Bateman's statement adds an interesting perspective to the conversation. Whether you agree with her or not, there's no doubt that the clash of ideas around these cultural issues will continue to shape the way we talk about politics and identity moving forward.